You search for Google Sheets for marketing, create a marketing status sheet. This is the sheet you're going to have open when you finish. 6 columns across the top: task, owner, channel, due date, status, notes. The status column is a real drop-down, not a free text field. You click the cell, a small gray arrow appears, and you pick Not Started, In Progress, Review, or Complete. The wording stays exactly the same across the whole sheet, and each status has a color, so you can scan 50 rows without reading a single status line. I'll build it from a blank spreadsheet. We'll create the sheet, set up the 6 columns, add the drop-down with data validation, and then test it with real marketing tasks. The reason columns come first is that the drop-down has to hang off the status column. You can't point a data validation rule at a column that doesn't exist yet. If you already have a sheet with those columns built, you can skip straight to the drop-down section. I'm opening a blank spreadsheet now. We're on the Google Sheets home screen. I click the blank spreadsheet tile. A new tab opens with an empty grid and the file name Untitled Spreadsheet in the top left. I click that name, type Marketing Status Sheet, and press Enter. The new name appears in the tab and in the top bar. I always name the file before doing anything else. A drive full of untitled spreadsheet files is a headache, and renaming takes 3 seconds. The sheet is now saved automatically to My Drive. I'll use this tab for the whole build. If you're coming from Google Drive instead, click New in the top left, choose Google Sheets, and then click Blank Spreadsheet. Same result. Now I'll set up the header row in row 1. Click cell A1 and type Task. Tap Tab and type Owner. Tab again and type Channel. Tab once more and type Due Date. Tab again and type Status. Tab once more and type Notes. Press Enter. Row 1 now has 6 headers. The order is deliberate. Status sits directly to the right of Due Date, so the progress is next to the deadline, not buried at the far end of the sheet. Notes goes last because it is the longest text field and it can run off to the right without blocking the everyday columns. Now I'll make the header row look like a header. Click the number 1 on the left to select row 1. Then click the bold icon in the toolbar. With row 1 still selected, click the fill color icon on the toolbar and choose a dark gray. Click the text color icon and choose white. The headers now separate themselves from the data below. If you prefer less heavy formatting, a light gray fill works just as well. I use dark gray because the sheet will be shared with the team and the header needs to be obvious. Now I'll size the column so the text is readable. Click the letter A at the top, hold Shift, and click the letter F. That selects all 6 columns. Double-click the border between column A and column B. Google Sheets resizes every selected column to fit its current contents. The status column is still a little narrow because it only contains the word status right now. I'll drag the border between E and F to the right a little so the drop-down arrow has room later. And I'll widen column F for notes, because notes always end up longer than expected. Now I'll freeze the header row. Click the number 1 on the left to select row 1. Go to View in the top menu, choose Freeze, and choose 1 row. A thicker gray line appears below row 1. Now when you scroll down past 30 rows, the column names stay visible. This is one of those small things that makes a shared sheet much easier to use. If you forget this, people scroll down and have no idea what each column means. Now I'll add a few real sample tasks so we can test the status drop-down on actual content. Click a 2 and type Write Email Newsletter for April product launch. Tab to Owner and type Maya. Tab to Channel and type Email. Tab to Due Date and type May 12th. If Sheets converts that to a date, good. If it stays as plain text, select the due date cells later and go to Format Number Date. Tab to Status and leave it blank for now. Tab to Notes and type Use Subject Line version 2. Press Enter. Click a 3 and type Update SEO Title Tags for top 20 pages. Tab and type Jordan. Tab and type SEO. Tab and type May 18th. Tab Past Status. Tab and type Focus on Category Pages. Press Enter. Click a 4 and type Create Paid Social Ad Set for Retargeting. Tab and type SAM. Tab and type Paid Social. Tab and type May 23rd. Tab Past Status. Tab and type Use Existing UTM Spreadsheet. Press Enter. Click a 5 and type Review Landing Page Copy. Tab and type Priya. Tab and type Website. Tab and type May 30th. Tab Past Status. Tab and type Final Edits Needed. Press Enter. I left the status column blank on purpose. We're about to turn it into a controlled drop-down. The sample rows are realistic enough that we can see how the sheet behaves when different channels and owners are mixed together. If you have your own real tasks, type them in instead. The drop-down will work the same way. The only thing I'd avoid is leaving the due date column blank because a status sheet without dates makes it hard to sort or filter by priority later. I'll make sure the due date column stays clean. Click the letter D at the top to select the entire column. Go to Format in the top menu, choose Number, and then choose Date. Any plain text dates convert to real dates, and the cells align to the right. That matters because a real date can be sorted, filtered, and used in conditional formatting. A text value that looks like a date cannot. With column D still selected, I'll add a validation rule so nobody can type a bad date. Go to Data, choose Data Validation. In the Criteria section, click the drop-down and choose Date, then choose as Valid Date. Near the bottom, set On Invalid Data to reject input. Click Done. Now if someone types not a date in this column, Google Sheets blocks it. This is a small step that prevents a huge mess later. A due date column is only useful if every value in it is actually a date. I'll test it quickly. Click D2 and type not a date. Press enter. Google Sheets pops up a red validation message and refuses the input. Hit escape. The original date stays in place. That's exactly what we want. Now the main part. Click cell E2, then drag straight down to row 100. The blue highlight covers the entire range that will get the dropdown. I drag down to 100, not just to row 5, because new tasks will be added below the sample rows and they need the dropdown too. If you only select E2 through E5, the next new task in row 6 will have no dropdown and somebody will type whatever they want. That's the most common mistake here, so I always select a generous range ahead of time. With E2 through E100 still highlighted, click Data in the top menu and then click Data Validation. A panel opens on the right side of the screen. In the Criteria section, click the dropdown and choose Dropdown. If you're on an older version of Google Sheets, this option may be labeled List of Items. They do the same thing. I'm using the current version, so I choose Dropdown. Now you'll see two default options, Option 1 and Option 2, sitting in the item list. Click the X next to Option 1 to clear it. Click the X next to Option 2. Now click Add Another Item and type Not Started. Press Enter. Click Add Another Item again and type In Progress. Add another item, type Review. Add another item, type Complete. These 4 words are the only statuses allowed in this column from now on. Before I save, I set a color for each status. Click the circle to the left of Not Started and choose Red. In Progress gets yellow, Review gets blue, Complete gets green. These colors appear as small chips in the cell and make the sheet scannable even when there are 40 rows. If you skip the colors, the dropdown still works, but you lose the fast visual signal that tells you which rows need attention. Now look at the On Invalid Data setting near the bottom of the panel. The default often sits on Show Warning. I switch it to Reject Input. That means if someone types a status that is not in the list, Google Sheets blocks it entirely. For a marketing status sheet, that's exactly what we want. A show warning setting would allow the bad value with an orange triangle, and 2 weeks later you'll have a status column full of done, almost done, and stuck. Reject Input keeps the wording clean. Now click Done. The panel closes. Click cell E2 and a small gray arrow appears on the right edge of the cell. Click that arrow and you see the 4 status items with their colors exactly as we set them. The dropdown is live on the whole selected range. The same logic applies to owner and channel. When these are free text, people type Maya, Maya the 100th, and Maya in 3 different rows, and then filters miss work. I'll add dropdowns here too. Click B2 and drag down to B100. Open Data, then Data Validation. Under Criteria, choose Dropdown. Clear the default items. Add Maya, Jordan, Sam, and Priya. I'm using the sample team from our rows, but you can type your real team names instead. Click Done. Now click C2 and drag down to C100. Open Data, then Data Validation. Choose Dropdown again. Clear the defaults, add email, SEO, paid social, and website. Click Done. Now the owner and channel columns also have controlled lists. I deliberately do not add colors here. Only the status column gets colors because that's the field that needs to stand out. If every cell is colored, the visual signal disappears. Click B2 and test the new dropdown. A small gray arrow appears. Click it and you see the 4 owner names. Hit Escape. Click C2 and check the channel dropdown. Same thing. Now the sheet has 3 controlled columns and the data will stay consistent. Now let's actually use the status dropdown. Click E2, click the arrow, and choose Not Started. The cell fills with a red status chip. Click E3, click the arrow, choose In Progress, yellow. Click E4, choose Review, blue. Click E5, choose Complete, green. 4 rows, 4 statuses, no manual typing. Now test the Reject Input rule. Click E4, type Nearly Done, and press Enter. Google Sheets pops up a red validation message and does not accept the value. Hit Escape to cancel. The cell stays as Review. That is exactly the behavior we want. If you had left on Invalid Data as Show Warning, the bad value would have stayed in the cell with an orange triangle, and the status column would start drifting from the clean list. One shortcut while you're in the status column. When a cell is selected, hold Alt and press the down arrow. That opens the same drop-down without reaching for the mouse. I use that constantly when I'm updating a long status sheet. It works on Windows and Chrome OS. On a Mac, the equivalent is Option plus down arrow. It's faster than clicking the small arrow every time. Also, because we selected E2 through E100, any new task you type down to row 100 already has the dropdown. If you add a row beyond 100, the dropdown will not be there. To fix that, select the status cell in the new row and copy the validation from any existing status cell, or just extend the original range again. I'll show that in a second. The marketing status sheet is now working. You'll hit a few next questions, so I'll show them on this same sheet. First, you'll want to see only one status. Click anywhere in the header row. Go to Data and choose Create a Filter. A filter icon appears in each header cell. Click the filter icon on status. Uncheck everything except Not Started and click OK. The sheet hides the other 3 rows. To bring everything back, click the same status filter icon and choose Select All, then OK. Second, you'll probably want the whole row to change color when the status changes. Selected 2 through F100. go to Format and choose Conditional Formatting. Under Format Cells If, choose Custom Formula Is, type equals $E2 equals quote complete quote, then set the fill color to a light green, click Done. Now when you change any status cell to complete, the entire row lights up green. That helps the finished work fall away from the active work. Third, if you need to change the drop-down options later, select E2 through E100 again. Open Data, then Data Validation. You can add a new status like Blocked, delete one that you never use, or change a color. Click Done and every cell in the range updates at once. You don't have to rebuild anything. Fourth, if you add a second tab for another campaign, don't redo the drop-down from scratch. Copy any status cell that already has the validation. Go to the new tab and select the status range. Right-click, choose Paste Special, and click Data Validation Only. The drop-down and the colors come across. The sample data does not. The status sheet is finished. You can add tasks, assign owners, set due dates, and keep the status column clean with a drop-down that rejects anything off the list. If you want to go further, add a filter view for each channel so the team only sees their own work, but that is a separate project. If this was helpful, hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment saying this was helpful. Comments are what push this to other people looking for the same thing.